Welcome back to Michigan Marksman. Today on the channel we're going to be continuing our double-aught buck shotgun choke test today. We're going to be using the KSG 12 here, my personal favorite shotgun ever, honestly. And we're going to be putting in some of these shotgun chokes to reduce the spread of our double-aught buck. First off, we're going to use no choke as baseline, so let's get to shooting. Alright, up first out of the KSG 12 is no shotgun choke. Let's take a shot. Alright, let's go take a look at that first pattern. Alright, right there was their first shot at the 7 yards with the KSG 12. So no choke. About a 4 or 5 inch spread pattern, really. Alright, let's put in the first choke to see what we got. Alright, here's the first choke of the day, a .725. Let's put it in the KSG 12 and see what type of spread we get. Alright, we got the first choke in the KSG 12. It is a .725. Normal shotgun inner barrel diameter is a .730. So that is a .005 reduction in spread. Let's take our first shot at 7 yards to see what type of spread we get. Alright, let's go take a look downrange. Here's the first choke, .725. Overall, a already noticeable reduction in spread. Let's put in the next choke and see if we get any more. Alright, here's the next choke, a .715. Let's put it in the KSG 12 to see what type of spread we get. It's definitely a beautiful day today, but let's get to shooting. So this is the next choke in there. That's a .715, so a .015 reduction. Let's take a shot to see what type of spread pattern we got. Nice. It's the .715. As you can see, it's a reduction of the previous two. Overall, still reduction, not really plateauing yet. Well, let's put in the next choke to see if we get that plateau started. Alright, here's the next choke. It's a .7 full choke. Let's put it in the KSG 12 to see how well it reduces the spread pattern. Alright, we got the next choke in the KSG 12. It's a .7, so a .03 reduction in spread. Let's take a shot to see what type of spread we got. As you can see here, we are starting to plateau out a little bit. That .7 is about the same size as the previous two. We're going to put in the next choke. I think it's a .69. Nice. To see if that is going to plateau as well. At this range, and with some of these chokes, it definitely is noticeable, the plateauing. We've got it on multiple tests so far, so let's put the next choke in and see what we got. Here's the next choke. It is a .69, nice, extra full choke. Let's put it in the KSG 12. Alright, we got the next choke in the Caltech KSG 12. It's a .69. Normally, these KSG 12s can't take shotgun chokes, but with this Defender muzzle brake from High Tech Customs, you can put chokes in there. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, now let's take a shot. There's the .69. Obviously some plateauing, as well as elongation, really. That's kind of goofy how it kind of flattened out. But overall, we're still reducing the spread from that no choke part, so still doing its job. Let's put on the next choke. Here's the second to last choke of the day. It's a turkey choke, the .68 choke. So a .05 reduction of that inner barrel diameter. Get the next choke in here. It's a .68, so a .05 reduction in that inner barrel diameter. Let's take a shot and see if we get some more plateauing. I would say we did. Let's go take a look. Alright, there's the .68 up there at top. Honestly, it kind of spread out a little bit more again compared to the bottom ones. It must be getting to the point where you can only restrict it so much and it stops, doing reduction to the thread. So let's put in the last choke. Here's the last choke of the day. It is a .675 choke. So let's put it in the KSG 12 to see how small that pattern reduction is. Alright, we got the KSG 12 loaded up with the last choke of the day. It's a .675 turkey choke. Let's take one last shot with our double out buck to see what type of pattern we get. We got some interesting results with that .675 right there. Basically turned into a giant turd. But overall, pretty different spread patterns today, though it did plateau quite a bit. Let's do a breakdown. Alright, here's the tugger from the KSG 12 7-yard double out buck choke test. As you can see, we got some massive spread on that no choke at the top there. One thing that was kind of surprising with this, the .68 over here was about the same size as the first two chokes, which is kind of odd. Kind of got some weird spread today, though most of them did plateau off here at the bottom, as you can see. So overall, very impressive with the results we got today. Still a little confused why that .68 spread out. Probably was, interesting twist or something, who knows. Obviously with this ammo, it's not, high class double out buck, it's just Frucci defense. So nothing fancy, I'll say that. So next video we got coming up is the 15-yard KSG 12 double out buck choke test. So be looking for that video. If you like my content, like, subscribe, comment. It definitely helps grow the channel a little bit. And as we say before, just keep blasting.